Hello, this is Roger, the low vision product manager here at HumanWare. And in this short video, I would like to show you the best practices for performing a factory reset of a Connect 12 or a Mat Connect tablet. And I will also walk you through the process of doing the same. So before we get started, here's one slide I'd like to cover with you with some details. It's three simple steps, but they are very important steps to follow when you're going to reset a Connect 12 or Mat Connect tablet. The first is to back up any files you wish to save. So this is the same as you would do with any personal computer you might be wiping and resetting the operating system on. You want everything saved. So save it to Dropbox, save it to your Google Drive, use a flash drive or an SD card, whatever you choose to do, save the files off of the device. The second step, and this is extremely important, is always to remove all associated Google accounts prior to the factory reset. Now at the bottom of my slide here, you'll see some notes about this, but most importantly, you don't need to require to remove all Google accounts, but we highly recommend that you do so. This is the best practices. And the reason being is that there are factory reset protections that Android implements. And if you perchance do not recall the credentials of the administrative account on your tablet when you go to reactivate it, the last step of a factory reset requires you to input those credentials. And should you not remember them, there is no other way around this than to send the tablet back to us for a factory reset that requires us to open the device up and do some things. And so this is not covered by your warranty if you have to send it back. So again, it's really important that you just go ahead and remove all Google accounts, and that way you are not required to remember the credentials during the reset process. Lastly, once you're done with the reset, all you need to do is follow the steps for an individual or school use setup. And there are videos that will walk you through that. But in essence, you'll just be reactivating the tablet from its factory state. So again, make sure that you save any files that you want off to the side or into the cloud, and then make sure that you remove all associated Google accounts, but most importantly, any administrator account, remove that before you start the factory reset. And with that having been covered, I'm going to go ahead and jump into showing you the process on a tablet. Okay, now that we've covered the meat and potatoes with a PowerPoint, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do this factory reset. In today's example, I'm actually using a Mat Connect, and this is a version 2.1 tablet. The factory reset process is generally the same on a 2.0 tablet, but the reactivation and setup is a little bit different. So again, you'll want to refer to those videos. The difference between a 2.1 and a 2.0 is probably how the menus will appear and where different things are located, but the general process is the same. So here I am in Prodigy. I'm going to use my 5-finger gesture by pressing 5 fingers on the screen to exit to Android on my tablet. So use whatever means you're comfortable with to go to Android. And then I'm going to tap on the left bottom edge here, the icon that indicates settings, and I'll enter into the settings of Android. First, I'm going to scroll down through the list. And when I get to System at the bottom of the list, I'll tap on that and scroll down, and you'll see that there is a multi-user option there. Let me lock my zoom so it doesn't keep focusing. I'm going to tap on multiple users here, and you can see that I have an administrative user named Roger and a student user. Now, again, best practices, I'm going to go ahead and remove that student user right here. So I just tap it and then tap delete user and then tap delete and remove it. And you can see that they're gone. Now I can remove a user profile from here, which is fine, But what I want to do is make sure that I remove the Google account, and this is just removing the user from the device here. So let's back up, and there is a way to remove both that account and the Google account associated with it in one shot. So here we are, back out into settings. I use that back arrow in the upper left corner, and you will see save passwords, autofill, synced accounts. Let's tap on that, and I'll scroll down here, and you can see Google accounts for Roger right here. So this is the administrative email account that's running this tablet. I need to remove this Google account from the tablet. Again, very important that I do so, especially in case I might forget the credentials for this account, because if I were to forget those credentials, again, I'd have to send my tablet in for repair. It's not covered by warranty and it will cost money. So let's tap on that account. And here I go into the account and I see at the bottom center of the screen, remove account. So I will tap that. I'm going to be prompted that removing this account will delete all of its messages, contacts, and so forth from the tablet. So let's tap remove account. And I'm going to be prompted again, are you sure some device protection features will no longer work? I'm going to say okay, again, because I am removing all of this. I'm going to be prompted to make sure that it's me doing this. So I'll input my PIN. And the account is now removed. See, there's no accounts, passwords, or otherwise set for this tablet right now. So now we can move forward with the factory reset. Again, I've removed the student user and now I've removed my Google account. So now I'm going to go back to settings by tapping that arrow in the upper left, and I'm going to scroll down again, and I'll go back into system now. Within system, I'm going to scroll down, and at the bottom of the list are reset options. I'll tap on that. Here I will see several options available to me, and at the bottom of that list is erase all data, factory reset, and that's what we want to perform here. So I'm going to tap there. To the upper right, a list of what's going to be erased will appear. Your Google accounts are removed, system and app settings, downloaded apps, music, photos, and other user data. All of that is removed. And in the lower right corner is a blue rectangle that says erase all data. I'll tap there now. Again, I'm going to be asked to input my PIN to make sure it's me that's doing this. So we'll do that. And I'm going to be prompted yet again, erase all data. Again, I will tap the blue rectangle in the lower right corner. And here we go. The factory data reset is taking place as I speak. So the tablet's going to go off and do that factory erase, and you're going to see it come on and off a couple of times. Here I see erasing. It's upside down with a circle in the middle of flashing icons. So the process is taking place. When it is complete, it is going to come back up in a factory state, and I'm going to be prompted to go into the activation process again. So we'll just wait for that to happen. It can take 2 to 3 minutes. And as they say, the waiting is the hardest part. It did take about 2 minutes to get back to this state, and we are at the very beginning of a factory initialization of this tablet. And now you just go through the activation process. Again, remember your vision settings are at the bottom center there to enlarge things before you activate your tablet. And there are videos that showcase how to do this for both a version 2.0 tablet and a version 2.1 tablet. So you want to check those out, but it's a very simple process if you follow the cues on screen and so forth. So again, I hope you find this helpful. Again, this will apply to both version 2.1 Mac Connect and Connect 12 tablets, and the process is very similar for a version 2.0 tablet as far as the factory reset goes. As always, let us know what you think and send us your feedback. It's how we get better in serving everyone who uses our Connect 12 and Mac Connect devices. Thank you.